So I recently received a K11 Carbine from Classic Firearms. They have these listed for $4.99. They have a couple other models, including the K31, as well as some K11 conversions, and I believe an antique model as well. So if you're looking for a Swiss rifle, that might be something to take a look into. I decided to get a K11 because I've always wanted one for my collection. A little less common than the K31s out in the market. The K11 was used by the Swiss pretty heavily during the First World War, as well as the interwar period, and even into post-World War II. The K11 rifle was a much longer rifle, and so they decided to build this carbine version for their bicycle and mountain troops. We didn't really need the long rifle. Of course, the Swiss remained neutral in both the First and Second World War, so rifles like the K11, the K31, they're mostly relegated for protecting their borders and patrolling their borders during those conflicts. So it's highly unlikely this rifle ever saw combat during its service history, but it is still a pretty interesting rifle to add to the collection, and they're typically in pretty good shape because they're well maintained. They were carried by well-trained troops, and given that it was peacetime for them, the rifles are in pretty good shape. So it's a pretty interesting alternative to get if you're looking for a carbine, but maybe you already have a K31 or want something a little different. This is definitely a good option. We'll go ahead and take a closer look at it. Starting with the butt. See, the butt plate looks pretty good, as well as the butt of the rifle. It's got some dings and scratches from storage, but it's overall pretty good. It does look like there's quite a bit of dirt and dust and everything inside the rifle from storage. This bakelite handle here isn't cracked or damaged, which is good because original replacements are pretty hard to find and reproductions don't really look right. You can see the magazine here. I did check the serial number. It does match the rifle. Moving down the rifle, looks pretty good. There's like a darkened spot here on the stock. You can see the barrel bands, and the finish on this rifle is pretty strong. And there's the stacking rod. Go ahead and turn it over. Looking at the other side, and the stock looks pretty good. It does look a little dry, so I think some linseed oil will be pretty welcome on it. You can see the serial number there, also matches the bolt. Does have some inspection marks there. And moving down the rifle, stock looks pretty good on this side too. It has a sling as well. The leather on it's actually pretty good. Feels pretty supple, doesn't feel very dry. You can see the finish is pretty nice here on the muzzle. The other side, you can definitely see this part of the stock that's a little darker than the rest of it. I don't see any cracks or damage to the stock. Magazine looks good. I did take a peek at the bore. The bore looks pretty good. I'll get some better pictures of it when I take it apart and pull the bolt out. See the rear sight. It also looks pretty good. It's complete. There's pretty sharp numbers in there. So if you're looking for a K11, this is a pretty good option for you. It does look pretty good. The video I did of the Carcano disassembly, cleaning, and reassembly seemed to be pretty popular. So I'll probably go ahead and do the same for this carbine. I'll probably do a full video of cleaning it up and putting it all back together. So keep an eye out for that one. If you want to be alerted to that one, feel free to subscribe and sign up for alerts. I have another collection video coming out soon from a number 4 infields, as well as a range video as well as it starts warming up where I'm at. So stay tuned for those. If you have any questions about this carbine, Feel free to drop in the comments. And as always, thank you for watching. And I do like some of their features a little more than the K31, so I went ahead and picked one up.